Hi everyone, welcome to Vishwa Bloom. So in this video we are looking at sets, matrices class 9 AM1 sets. So first we will be thinking what is this sets. So set is nothing but collection of objects. That means well defined collection of distinct objects is called as sets. Okay. Now distinct is nothing but like different objects. Whatever we are gathering the objects, it is called as sets. Now these objects in this present in the set, those are called as elements or members of the set. They're called as elements or members of the set. Now I will tell you how to write this, how to write a given day a collection of objects in a set format. Okay, so let's continue. Here I am taking A. So let A be the collection of vowels. So vowels, right? So you all know what are vowels in alphabet. So they are nothing but whenever you hear these vowels, immediately it will hit your mind or it will strike that they are A, E, I, O, U. Right. So these are objects, that is elements of this set. Right, now you all understood that. Now A is equal to A, E, I, O, U. So how to represent, I'm saying. So that will be enclosed in between flower braces. Right, you all know. Now now I will say what is the object and what is the element which is in this. Okay. Yeah, so here A, whatever A is there, right, it is written in capital letter. So capital letter A, here it denotes that it is a set. We can conclude that it is a set. Now here again, where you can see U over there in this set, you can see U. So U is a element of A. If I want to say U is a element of the set A, how could I say that it is the element? So how can I write that as? That one we will see now. So that would be A belongs to symbol we have to keep. Belongs to symbol here denotes that it is the element of the set A. Now if I want to denote that U is not an element in A set, U is not as element or member in A set, how would I do it? How would I do it? So obviously I will just keep that not belongs to icon. Not belongs to icon, how I will just keep is U belongs to that one, I will scratch it and write A. Okay, so I hope you understood this. These two are important. I have highlighted. Now we shall discuss forms of sets. So there are different forms of sets actually. There are many. So let's get into this topic. So the first set is roster or list form. Roster or list form. So in this form what is happening is the elements whatever are there in that set, they are listed actually. That means they will be listed. Okay. Now suppose if I take example as A is a set of whole numbers. Suppose A is a set of whole numbers, that is W, you all know, right? Whole numbers is W, that is equal to that one. We are going to write it as, obviously when I say whole numbers you're going to get 0 1 2 3 so on till infinity. You're going to strike this in your mind, right? So that one. Then how to write it in set form? A is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 so on, enclosed within the flower braces. Okay. Now we shall see the next form of the sets. So let's get in. That is nothing but a set builder form. Set builder form, in this what happens is that all the elements, they are described by rule. So there will be one rule based on that, that condition will be satisfied, that set is satisfied. Suppose if I take B, and in this there are all perfect squares, if I take all perfect squares, so what would it be? Suppose 1 square, 2 square, 3 square. So here what is happening, that x, first we will take some x square, right? So that only we will take example like 1 square, 2 square, as I said. So x square here 1, 2, 3, they are the examples in that x values. So x will belong to natural numbers n. Now I hope you understood. Let's put it in the form of sets. So B is equal to, enclosed with flower braces, you will write inside it, that is x square slash x belongs to n. So slash denotes that it is a condition which is given for the set builder form. Now we shall discuss the next form of set, that is cardinal number of a set. So what is this cardinal number of a set? It just tells the number of elements which are present in finite set. So here what does this mean is the number of elements which are present in finite set. It says that it is limited, the elements are limited, no extra should be there, everything should be finite. That means suppose whole numbers we put dot dot dot, it should not be there. Suppose 0, 1, 2, 3, so on we put, right? That condition will not be satisfied by cardinal number of a set. So how it should be actually? Flower brackets will be open and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it should be closed again. So there is no extinction will not be there. Okay, this is nothing but cardinal number of set. But before that, how many number of elements are there also is much important in cardinal number of a set. So it will be n of a is equal to 6, because there are 6 numbers in this. Understand? Next we are going to see null set. So null set is nothing but set which does not have any elements. That means no elements are there in that. It is also called as void set. Void set. Now how do we denote this? It is just like one circle will be kept and one slash upon that. Okay. Now some example I will give you. So the condition for the example will be like, suppose they will give us B as the set. Suppose that set is having even prime numbers which are greater than 2, like that condition will be given to us. But we know that there are no even primes than 2. So that's what is a null set. So we will just write it as B is equal to, that null denotation will be kept over there. Okay, just like B is equal to, null is going to be kept. The next form of the set, that is singleton set. So singleton set is nothing but set with only one element. It will have only one element within it. So suppose they will give that as P. P is a set of even prime. It is a singleton set because there is only one single even prime, that is 2. So we can simply say that P is equal to 2. Now we are going to see the next form of set, that is finite set. Set with finite number of elements is finite set. That is, suppose there are only limited number of sets, we are not going to have more. Now if I take Q as the set and I am going to take it as Vishwa Blooms. Suppose if I take Q with letters of the word Vishwa Blooms, it is a finite set. There is no more name in there, is there, right? Only Vishwa Blooms. That's it. Okay, now we shall discuss the next set, that is infinite set. So what is infinite set? The set with infinite number of elements. That is, there is no end for this set of elements. Like now suppose I will be taking n as the set of natural numbers. So what is the ending? There is no ending point, right? Like we will just write it 1, 2, 3, so on till infinity, right? So there is no end for this. It has unlimited. It is not limited. Okay. Yeah. So let's get into the next one. Now we have to discuss one of the important topic, subsets. So what are the subsets? At first we have to see. So if every element of the set A is also element of set B, then A is called the subset of B. Now, what did you understand from this? First we will see that every element of set A is also element of set B. So here in set A, suppose I will take that set A as natural number set and B set as whole number set. Then you can observe that this set A, whatever that elements are present in set A will be present in set B, but these both need not be same, right? So in this, now I will write it clearly. 1 minute. Yeah, so A is equal to set of 1 2 3 so on, and B is equal to 0 comma 1 2 3 4 so on. So here only you can see that 1 to infinity and 1 to infinity is present in both the sets. So that time this A, it will be the subset of B. Okay, now I hope you understood better. Now let me just give you some how to represent. We will see now. So how to represent it, that it is a subset. So suppose if I want to say A is subset of B, so then how do I say that? How do I represent? It is just in the form like A will be here in union in other way around and B. So this represents that it is the subset of A. So that is A is the subset of B, sorry. Okay. Now note points we have to discuss which are very important actually. Suppose A is the subset of B. If then B is called the superset of A. What is this superset? You will think that is nothing but it is more like that is a subset, this will be the superset. That's it, just in ultra way. Now how do we represent this superset? So subset, we all know that subset was represented in such a way. This is for subset. Sorry, 1 minute. This was for subset, we know. So just the opposite will be for the superset. So now suppose how do I represent it now? Same, places will not change. A and will be in the same place, but we are going to like B, A will be here. Now B will have like this. Every time we are showing towards B itself, just the order will change. Here A and B, here B and A, that's it. Okay, and every time it has to show towards B itself. That's a way how you can remember actually. So this one, if it is like this, it is the superset. Okay, but whatever ways it will be shown towards B only, remember this point. Now we shall discuss the second point in this. So let's get continued with that. Suppose again A is the subset of B, then here suppose, but A is not equal to B. That's what just now I explained, right? Whole number and natural number set example I took, both are not equal. Okay, now it's in the same criterion we will imagine. Then this will be called as what? It will be called as, it is called the A is called proper subset. A is called as proper subset of B, obviously B set. Remember this point. And how do we represent this one? So this one can be represented as A, like every time you will be showing towards B itself, but there is no dash below. That's it. Okay, that is the proper subset. Now otherwise, suppose if here, if suppose A is equal to B, then what is the criterion? You will be thinking, right? So I will say that also now. It is nothing but it is called as, first main thing, Here A is the improper subset, you will call it improper subset of what? Of B. Why it is called? Because it is, this condition is not satisfying. Okay. Okay, yeah. Now we will see the power set. Now power set, so power set is also a little bit different itself. So in this power set, what happens is set of, now we shall discuss power set. Set of all possible subsets of given set. It is called as power set. It is denoted as P of A like this. So what is this power set? First I will detail explain. With example, if I take example it will be easy. So I will take one example, as suppose one set will be already given to us. If I take A set as 1 2 3, that's it. And for this, we have to find all the possible subsets. So subsets, just now I discussed what is subsets. So it is nothing but this A, it should some what is it? It is nothing but every element of A should be there in B set. That's it. Okay. So now whatever the A set which we are having, so that one it should be there in B set also. So for that all the possible B set subset we are going to write. B's subset we are going to write. So how you will write? Suppose with this denotation you are going to write, but not B, you are not going to put that. You're going to write possible like power set of A, like possible outcomes of A, in such a way you are going to do it. Now let me write below. Now what will be the possible elements which will make it as a subset? Like how it, like it has to make P of A the superset of A. Okay, I think now you will get that superset also I have explained. So for that, in this it can be like it is, these three are natural numbers, so this one can be null also, right? Zero, right? Nothing is there. I can take that, and first I can take 1 itself, no issue will be there, and after that I will take 2 only, I will close it. After that I'll take 3 itself, and after that I can take how many ever I want. With any combination I can take, actually, like I can take with any combination 1 and 3, 1 and 2, 1 and, like all the combinations are done, then you can take 1 to 3 also. So all the combinations, all the possible combinations we have to choose here and write it. So 1 and 3, 2 and 3, you can leave some of it also, no issue, but I wrote all, then 1 comma 2 comma 3, and then final one more closing will be there. So these are all the possible outcomes which can be, actually it can come for this given example. Now we shall discuss few note points which are actually very much helpful for us. Looking at the note points, first point we are having, it is first one, if n of A is equal to m, then n of P of A is equal to 2 power m. So what is this? First we have to, everything first terms we have to know. Suppose now n power A, what n of A, what was it? It was the cardinal number of the set. So cardinal, right? It was a cardinal number of a set. And what is this P of A? Just now we have discussed that it was the power set. Power set. Now here you can see that n of A, if it is m, then n of P of A, that is the n into P of A, will be 2 power m. Okay, this is the first note point. Second note point, we will see the number of proper set. Number of, what is proper set, right? Just now I have explained it. Proper set is nothing, subset is nothing but A is not equal to B. A set is not equal to B. And of a set containing n elements, of set, it has how many elements? N elements it is having, it seems. Then what is it? If that is having n elements, is, if you want to know the, Now here, if you want to know the number of proper subsets of the set, then if we have to know the n elements, whatever the number of elements, if we know, we can just know it. What we can know? Proper subsets of a set. So what is the formula for that? 2 power n minus 1. Remember this formula? I am highlighting it also. Okay, remember this. Now getting to the next point, that is the third point of the note point, that is number of improper subsets. You just now I have already discussed again. And improper, again we have proper is proper's opposite, just opposite is improper. That means a is equal to b. Okay, if you want to know the number of improper subset of non-empty set, means it should not be a null set. Null set, it should not belong to. Empty set A is 1. Suppose it is 1, it is A only, and it is A. Okay, yeah, so improper sets will be A only. Okay, now fourth point we will see in that the number of non-empty proper sets. So number of non-empty proper subsets means it is not a null subset. Non-empty proper subset means again it is A is not equal to B is proper subset of A is what? It is of A is 2 power n minus 2. Remember all the formulas, it is very important actually. Okay, this also. Okay, so let's continue. Now universal set. All the sets under consideration will be subsets of a fixed set. So whichever sets you are considering it will be subsets of fixed sets. So something, the subsets set will be there, right? That is fixed actually. So that's what we call it as universal set. And how is it denoted? It is denoted with the letters mu. This is called as mu, or union U, or this symbol that is called as ohm. Okay, ohm, spelling is OHM. Okay, next we shall discuss about equivalent sets. Now we shall discuss about the equivalent sets. So what are these equivalent sets? Two sets are said to be equivalent sets if they have same number of elements. Same number of elements. Remember this term. Same number of elements. That means, suppose now we know already the cardinal number of, right? So in that similar way, denotation will be n of A. Like, you are not supposed to denote it like that, but how I will explain. Suppose first you will have two sets. A set will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose. So what is the number of elements in this? So number of elements in A set is equal to 4. Now let me scroll down and explain you the example. Now I will have same one more B set, and I am having in that A, B, C, D. So in this set, what number of B, that is number of elements in B set is how many? 4. So n of A, that means number of elements in A set is equal to number of elements in B set if this condition, if it is satisfied. If this condition is satisfied, then sets A and B, they are equivalent sets. Remember this, it's very easy itself, but you have to remember. So now we will discuss about equal sets. So equal sets are nothing but two sets are said to be equal sets when they are containing same elements. So what is the difference between equivalent and equal? Is equivalent, they contain same number of elements, but here in equal sets they have same elements. So just a number of and number is not, that's it. Okay, so I will explain you with some example. So the same elements is very important, because there also in equivalent it will be confusing for you again. Now I will explain one example. Now here I will take example as one A set I will take, which contains A, P, L, E. Suppose these four are containing, they are there in A set. In B set, if they are apple, if the word apple is there, so you can see these are equal sets itself, because this B set is almost made of A set itself. Just one, the P is repeated twice, that's it, but it's made of A set only. So it is, they are called as, this A and B are called as equal sets. So remaining part actually I will discuss in the next video, that is operation on sets. So thanks for watching our video. Do like, share and subscribe to Vishwa Blooms. Bye, and please support us.